Hello, this is Nikki in Niagara, coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada. And today is the day that I show you my haul, my February haul. So it's much shorter, smaller than usual because of a big ticket item. But first of all, you're looking at one thing that I bought this month. Got myself a nice desk cover here, and it's a picture of the big wave. And then the next thing I got this month, which took up the majority of my spending money, is this bookcase that I'm going to insert here. It's a nice 4x4, so it's got 16 cubes. And I've just spread out the books between that and the other bookcase I have, which is exactly the same. And I've spread them all out, so there's lots of room on the shelves to put things in. I've got a couple of empty shelves in the middle, and it will take a while before I start encroaching upon those last two rows, which have supplies on them right now. My looking into the future, at some point when I start to encroach upon those last two rows, I will start building some shelves to place that stuff on. Some wall shelves, not a bookcase shelves. Okay, so let's get on to the items that I did buy or receive, I should say. So the first thing, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't have space on either side of me. Okay, so the first thing is my sister picked me up a couple of Easter color by number books. These are just easy children's books with double-sided here, so not sure if I'm going to use the markers that are enclosed. I guess we can check them out and see if they're any good, and or if I'll use super tips, or what I would more like to use on these would be alcohol markers, and just give up on the page behind, because between them two I'm sure I can come up with, does it say how many pictures? There's 24 pages in each book, so if I give up one in each book, I'll end up with 24 pages of Easter, and that would be good, wouldn't it? The other thing she had is that she noticed that on my wish list I had the Crayola Twistables, and she said, well, I have some and I don't want them, so do you want them? And I said, sure. So she said she's got more than a set here, so ta-da! I now have a set and more of Crayola Twistable colored pencils. So thank you, Michelle. Then next I got myself a few Tabitha Barnett books. We got Floating 3D Mandalas, and this is volume 1. So I haven't worked in any of her 3D books yet, so this will be fun. And of course they're her usual interesting and wonderful mandalas. Then another mandala book by her is Mandala Madness Volume 1. And this one has some really interesting things in it. It's got some pretty detailed ones, and then it's got some mandalas which are Mandalas Plus. I love this one. This one is going to be so cool to do. And oh, this one. Yeah, I love these. These are so neat. Yeah, so nice selection of interesting and detailed mandalas. And then the last book that I got of Tabitha's was Mushroom Kingdom, and This is her latest book, unless she has put out her newest one yet. She has a book called Gnome for the Holidays, which is coming out this month and should be coming out any day now if it hasn't already. But in the meantime, this is the newest one, Mushroom Kingdom. I always like to stop by every now and then and pick up Tabitha's newest books and a few old ones if I have the newest that's out. Okay, now just let me get my pile sorted here. That won't go on top of that. That goes there. Okay. So, the next thing we have here is I picked up a copy of Disney Princess Art of Coloring because this is the book that Jamie is going to be using for her art journaling or coloring book as an art journal, I think, kind of mashup series that she's going to do. Now, I have art journaled before, but I haven't done it for a long time. Well, 3 or 4 years. And I'm hoping that this will help me get back into it. In the past, I have taken pictures out of my coloring books and put them in my art journal, but I've never actually used a coloring book as my art journal. These are nice books too because they lay flat because of the binding in them. I won't give a flip of that. And I am starting to collect these old art therapy books. Excuse me, I just need to have a drink. I don't know why my voice does this to me. But anyways, there's these set of books that were published way back in the 70s up to not too long ago. They came out with re-releases of some of them. And there are ones that have been re-released in paperback, but I'm only interested in getting the hardcover editions. And I got this one, and I didn't expect it so early, actually, because I ordered it and then it arrived the next day. So this one is, this is originally published in 2014. So this one is called Extraordinary Gardens, and it's not exactly the most exciting book, but it has a lot of garden and plant materials, and there's a lot of really big pictures in here which I thought would be good for paint. Maybe trying to get used to using acrylic paint in coloring books. The paper is really nice and thick, and I like coloring flowers, and there aren't a lot of pattern pages in here, which is quite unusual because I was actually expecting and hoping for more pattern pages than what there is. Like, oh, there's one. But I like the small patterns, and there's not a lot of those. As some people call these wallpaper pages or filler. I buy entire books that nothing are there that are nothing but these, so I call them patterns. So I got that. Oh. I am sorry. I will have to stop this if it gets any worse. Then I got Jen Racine's new book, Cosplay Cats. Took a while for this to become available in Canada. It was out in the States, and it was weeks until we got it here in Canada. So I'm so excited to have that, Henry VIII. This is really cool. Yeah, this is going to be up there with my favorites. And then the next thing I did was I got a Lacy Sunshine Presents the Early Years Greatest Hits coloring book, 50 Awesome Images to Color by Heather Valentin. So this is 50 images that are from her early books when she simply did girls with not much of a background. So I'm looking forward to working in that. And then I got myself an electric eraser. So this is just a cheap one, but it works as good as the next one. I tried it out, it worked fine. I've got a little tub here full of extras. It does both, what does it say on here? Yeah, it does both 0.25 millimeters and 0.5 millimeters is what it looks like. And this month I placed an order with Amazon Japan because there were a couple of books that I needed to get, and so I finally took the plunge and I got myself Kanoko Agusa's Symphony of Cute Animals. Of course, I've seen this book. It's a lot of people have flipped it and shown it already. This has been out for a while. As on one hand, it's kind of disappointing that the book is so much smaller than her other ones, which are probably bigger than Joanna's books. But then on the other hand, it's going to be so much easier to complete a page without it being so big. So both good and not so good. And then I got this from my absolute favorite artist, I think, of coloring book artist. This is Enid's fairy tale book. I don't have the complete name written down yet, what it is in English, but I will get that. So, yeah, everybody knows what this is like. This is a much simpler book than her world history one that we just had. So that's nice. The paper is incredibly thick. It's just an all-around gorgeous book. The ink seems to be dark gray, I would say. Yeah. Really excited about this book. And hey, stop petting it. Let's see what the covers are like. Oh, yeah, good. So they're colorable. All the books and items that I'm showing you, well, the books, will be getting their own flips on the channel. If you'd prefer to see a flip sooner rather than later, just mention down below in the comments, and I will get a flip up for you. I'll move the book to the top of the pile. Now the next book that I got is by an artist I haven't tried before, but I've been so taken by her art. And this is Magical Dreams by Miriam Adato. It is a double-sized Creative Haven deluxe edition, I believe they're sometimes called. Now, this is a compilation of Creative Haven Deluxe Edition Sweet Dreams from 2017 and Creative Haven Dreambirds 2016. So this comprises two books that have already been published, Sweet Dreams and Dreambirds, and this is called Magical Dreams. Now, her art is just, it's appealing to me in the exact same way that Angela Porter's is. They're quite opposite of each other, with Angela Porter's being very geometrical and Miriam Adato's being very curly and wavy, but it inspires me the same way. I'm really looking forward to coloring something in here and seeing if I'm able to color those pages. Just a minute while I have a sip. I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to get myself a lozenge so that I can moisten my throat and get my voice back here. Not too much more to go. So I made a stop at a book outlet and I picked myself up 3 books. I got Enid Blighton's The Famous 5 Classic Coloring Book. And this has the covers from the original Famous 5 books. I used to read these when I was a kid. I did like The Secret 7 better, but probably because I was reading The Secret 7 and The Famous 5 when I was probably the age, oh boy, my voice, when I was probably the age for The Secret 7. I was just a good reader. It does have a few pattern pages in it like this, which I usually don't mind, but they don't serve a purpose in this book. It's supposed to be the original covers, so why give us pattern pages? I don't know, but I really like this. This is a prize for my collection. And I was also able to pick up the Chronicles of Narnia official coloring book. And this has the original illustrations by Pauline Baynes from all 7 books. So this is exciting. Very much. I grew up reading the Pauline Baynes illustrated editions, and these are going to be fun to color. And the last book that I picked up from Book Outlet is Kitties in Cities by Deborah Muller. I've been waiting for this one to come to Book Outlet. And there we go. Okay, just a handful more and then we're done. I know this is pretty small for me, but it's just as big because my big ticket item is my favorite thing I got this month. So I picked up this one. I don't usually get the Art of Coloring books because I'm personally only interested in classic Disney. That's 101 Dalmatians and earlier. But I really love the Mickey and Friends, I guess they're called these days, of the early group. What I really love about these is the posters for the cartoon shorts are here. So I hope to be able to look those up and color them the way that they were colored back then. I think they were only colored in like 2 or 3 colors, but they'll still be fun to color. And then it was my sister's turn to send me a gift, and she sent me the Komorobi paints by Mozart. So, and these are a set of Gansai, Japanese so-called watercolor paints, and this is the Neon collection, which I think is pretty exciting. And I'm going to have to get out something to color in neon colors. I'd really like to get some of the other Komorobi paints too. And then she got me 2 Dover books that I've wanted. One is Greek Gods and Goddesses by John Green. So this has like a story on this side about the character. This one's about Hades abducting Persephone in his chariot. And so on. So you can either do these in alcohol markers and not really bother with the text on the other side, or you can do them in pencil. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do. Then I also got Goddesses by Marty Noble. This one is a double-sided book. It's got the text about who they are down at the bottom of the pages. These are really attractive pages. And finally, the last item that came from my sister was Mystic Misfits, a travel-sized coloring book. So this only comes in a travel size. This one is copyrighted 2017. Pictures in here are really different from her usual stuff because it's all black. There's a lot of black art in here. So these will probably do really well with watercolors. So yeah, really interesting art in here. I think these are taken from, oh yeah, I thought it looked like a tarot deck, but these are 24 pictures taken from White Stag's Oracle deck. So yeah, they are. Crystal cluster 0. Yeah, so it goes up to 22. And then it has something called the crystal ball and a crystal cluster. But yeah, these are really cool. So there you have my entire collection of my haul for the month of February. I hope you enjoyed that and possibly found something new to you. So until next time, bye!